Hello guys, how you doing? Welcome, I'm 𝗬𝘂𝗍𝗂𝗁. This is a NAUTIS home ship simulator. I reviewed this about 7 months ago and it's had an awful lot of updates and so on. So I think it's time that I came back and had another look at it. If you watched any of my previous gameplay footage on 𝗬𝘂𝗍𝗄𝗯𝗄 Realism, you know that I spent quite a long time trying to get past this particular mission here. Stay in one place. That is a system with a challenge where you have both wind and current fighting against you, and you've got to try and stay within a very small square location. People have done it. A lot of people struggle with it. I've actually been given some tips and advice on how best to complete this, which off the top of my head I can't remember. So if I don't have much luck, I may have to go and read that. But basically I was on the right lines. I just didn't quite get it going at the right time, if that makes sense. I was a bit too slow to do something or something along those lines. Got a totally new rig set up here. I'm using my old 𝗖𝘂𝗃 side panel system. I do want to get a third camera in here so that you can have a better look at what this is. Also, in some of my previous videos, people were asking to see what controls I was using a bit more often. So I have changed and tweaked the camera system to try and accommodate that by having all of the controls, and there's a lot of new control panels, but I'll have all of those on screen so you can see them all at the same time. Can I just switch to another camera here for a second? Let's try this one. So we got two 𝗖𝘂𝗃 throttle quadrants on the side here. This one is for throttles, this one goes sideways, and that is for bow thrusters and aft thrusters. Got the 𝗖𝘂𝗃 side panel yoke here, which isn't perfect for all situations. Obviously we don't have a tiller control, but you know, it does do the job really quite nicely, and it all connects up quite well. Both of these connect into the side panel here. It's got like a built-in hub, which I really like, and I wish the honeycomb had that as well. We've also got quite a lot of buttons and controls on the top of the joystick here, and some buttons at the back, which gives us really good control. Plus each of the throttle quadrants has 6 buttons on it, so we are pretty well covered for buttons right now. And hopefully, if you let me know in the comments whether or not you're getting good video footage of seeing everything you want to see. Obviously I'm running triple screens, so I'll try and incorporate that into the video as well so you can see everything I'm running. This is basically the first recording test, but what I'm doing is I'm formulating a review, and in order to do that I need to play the game, so a lot of time and effort has gone into this. Stay in one place number 2. I think it must be this one, right? 5 minutes we've got to hold this position for. Now I may at times change how controls are set up. Like already I feel like this middle one should be defunct and the 2 outer ones should be the throttle quadrants. I've been maybe thinking that for a while. Okay, this definitely looks like it. You start in the middle of 4 buoys. Your initial speed is 0. All you have to do is stay between the buoys for 5 minutes. Keep within the buoys. Okay. So we have a tiller system. And we have... oh no, the current is taking us... damn it. If I go to external cam, you can see what I'm trying to do here. I've got the bow thrusters pushing us the front end to the left. Maybe forwards is a good idea, I don't know. What I really want to do is turn so that I can get into the current, if that makes sense. I think we're going to go straight out here. We're getting a bit of sideways motion, but we're getting very close to the edge. So I think this is going to be a failure. I spent an hour, more than an hour, trying to do this last time. It totally failed. Yeah, okay, it's going to be a lot of failure, I think. Right, let's reset everything back to neutral. Try again. I'll probably give it about half an hour to see if I can do it on my own. And then I'll go and see the advice that was given to me previously. I haven't tried this since last time. So, very much... sort of coming back to this in a very newbie way. I don't necessarily know where things are on the screen or which way to do things. Kind of have to relearn it a little bit. Right, so side thrusters immediately. I'm going to back up a little bit, give us a bit more space. I think I'm going to turn the other way and try and keep us more centralized. That makes sense. You can see how quickly we're immediately heading over to this side here. But I'm desperately trying to get sort of a pirouette going in the middle. One thing we can do now that we couldn't do before, which is kind of cool, is go underneath. See what the rudder is doing, etc. I mean, that's kind of useful. Whoops. Me getting distracted already. So I think that was the right thing to do, but I didn't do it quickly enough, and we're going to go out. Yeah. Okay, so let's do that again. Let's do that again. And this time I'll be a little bit quicker to swap. Well, I'll try and be anyway. Because that gives us the space that we need. So bow thrusters to maximum, reversers on. Going to steer hard to, this is a tiller, so we're steering hard to starboard, I think. I would love to have head tracking so that I can see what's going on a little quicker. So let's get the external camera back where we had it before. And then we'll throw it into forwards. Turn the rudder hard to the right. What's interesting is how slowly the rudder turns. I wasn't aware that it would turn that slowly. So that is kind of interesting. Still throwing the front end round as far as I can. Yeah, maybe I haven't given myself enough space here. Look. Already super close. Now that's telling me I went outside the buoys. Oh, I guess it means between this one and this one. So that's interesting. So I have even less time than I realised. So it's going to be more like a blip to reverse more than anything else. This is good. I mean, this is really, really good, because the level of realism that this sim delivers is, I think, tantamount to going out on the water and doing it yourself. I was recently privileged enough to sail a 50-foot cruiser down the Solent, and yes, I mean, when you're steering the ship, the current and the wind effectively can really dramatically change your direction, regardless of where you want to go to. And the waves as well. You've got the current, the waves, the wind. There's an awful lot going on. And it seems like a very chilled out, relaxed experience, and it is. But at the same time, when you're in charge of the ship, there's a lot to think about, and you are literally eyeballs everywhere. You're constantly checking this, checking that, checking this, checking that, checking your surroundings, making sure there's nothing coming in, checking the charts so you're not going over short water. And this game is brilliant or this sim, I should say, is brilliant for sort of recreating that sort of tension and feeling for the captain, and I love it. I really, really love it. All right, bow thrusters, maximum over. Let's give ourselves a little blip in reverse. Let's throw it into forward and slam it over the other side. Do it a lot quicker than we were doing it. Speed over ground, currently 2.2 knots. I'm a bit concerned that we're going to swing out too far on this right hand side. On the starboard side, I should say. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. So I need to stop swinging out, because we don't have enough turning circle. Maybe I do need to go forward a bit. Forward first, then backwards. I've got to hold this for 5 minutes. It's a real challenge. Close we are. Yeah, we're gonna fail again. It's so tricky. Really is tricky. I may have to do this outside of the ship before I can do it inside of the ship, to really sort of understand what is going on. Maybe that's beneficial move. Getting the front end over to the left is I think critical. Let's go external cam. We'll bring the thrusters over, turn the wheel in, we'll give it a bit of forwards. Now what's interesting is the waves look like they're coming from sort of northeasterly direction, but the current is coming from the opposite way. Oh, hang on, I've just realised something. I should be reversing, steering the other way to pull myself backwards, but in a more straight line style. it's going to be another fail here. Yeah. Okay. I like the learning that I'm doing. Right, so we are going to come back, but instead of turning into that corner, we're going to try and turn the opposite way, thereby fighting against the current. And what we should do is sort of come back in a straight line almost, giving us a bit more space to work with. That's my theory. Right, so immediately on, thrusters on. Turn the starboard over, just trying to make sure I've got the rudder going the right way. Oh, yes. Is that right? Yes, that's what I want. That is what I want. Yeah, okay, so that makes more sense. So now we're rotating more in the middle, if you will. I'm going to have to give it a bit of forward momentum here. Maybe I needed to do that quicker. Kind of like a 3-point turn almost. No, I've come too far. Nuggets. Okay, I think that might be the solution. But I need to be more aware of the momentum that I'm gaining. So I need to check the speed over ground a bit more. I'm glad this is a challenge because, you know, sailing a ship, although the basics are easy, learning the complex stuff is definitely demanding. Right. I'm watching the speed over ground. We're currently 0.6. We should start coming back to a negative. There we go. No. That's not 100%. Oh, okay. That's not been helping then. So that's something I need to remember. There's a button at the top end of this. Let's just restart that because we're only getting like 70% there, I think. So there's a button here on the quadrant. So I mustn't go past that point before we've hit 100% because it doesn't allow the thruster to get to 100%. So that's probably not being helping us quite a bit. Right, so let's get some reverse on. Let's get the thrusters up to 100%. That alone may completely change how close we get to doing this. Okay, throw the thrusters forward. Try and get the rotation on the go. It's going to be tight. No, we're going to go out. Okay. Let's try going forwards first, getting the rotation on the go. And then back it up a little bit. I know what I mean. I haven't explained that very well. Again, I'm thinking sort of a 3-point turn system. Bow thrusters maximum, bring it over. Rotate, gives a bit of forward momentum. Start mode turning. Slam it into reverse. See what the motor is doing right now. So we're getting good rotation, but what we haven't got is space. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to reverse, then I'm going to swap the rudder, then I'm going to go forwards. It's really tricky, this one. Really hard. I'll be so proud of myself if I could do this without having to get advice from anyone. But I mean, I don't know why I feel that way, because, you know, there's not a captain on the planet that hasn't had advice from somebody. Do I have the rudder the right way? So I'm too close to that end, it feels like. Bow thrusters 100%, reversers 100%. And against the current. Ah, I came too far this way. It's incredible how much momentum the ship can get from just the smallest amount of throttle. Once she starts moving, stopping her is a problem. Bow thrusters 100%. Reversers on. Go to external camera, see if I can. So hang on, the current hitting the side of the ship is going to have more effect than if it's running down the course, right? So maybe I need to reverse into the current. I'm trying to turn to face the front end into the current, but maybe I need to reverse into the current. And I never thought about that, actually. Theoretically, surely that would be easier. Interesting. I've just had a realization. Let's try this. Right, so we're going to do it the other way. We're going to try and reverse into it. We're going to turn the front end in and pull the back end round. But all that's happening now is we're maintaining that side-on position and we're just coasting down. Rather than turning, we're just kind of going with the current even faster than we were before. Which, I'll be honest, is not what I was expecting. Yowza. Okay. Let's try and track back and find the advice I was given a long time back. Wow, that takes a while to flipping kick in. Here we go. So I think it's from Marius. So I've had 5 replies. Let's have a look here. Do one more replies. There we go. Here we go. Right. Bow thruster 100% to starboard. Rudder hard to starboard. So both the same. Engine full ahead. And right after the propeller reaches 30. Okay, so let's zoomerize this so that you guys can see it as well. So this is from Robin 𝗦𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗀 or 𝗦𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗀. I can tell you how I did it step by step, but you need to try more than once and feel how to do it. So I love the fact that the community has come back to help, because I basically said, I don't know what to do, please help. So somebody's like, okay, this is how I did it, and it brilliantly broke it down as well. I was hoping to have a crack at this a little bit sooner after my last review, but you know, time, money, space, time continuum problem. Okay, so we'll continue. So we'll go starboard, starboard, sorry, starboard, starboard. Engine full ahead, he says. Right after the propeller reaches 375 RPM. Oh, hang on. So he goes forward first, which is very, very interesting. Right, 350 RPM. Full astern, and what else does he say? So then ease the bow thruster to 0. And when the engine reaches 100% hard to port. Oh, I may have done that back to front. Whoops. Maybe I'll bring that down to this screen here, so it's easier to see. Right. Let's go. Bow thrusters, 100% to starboard. Oh, bitch. So yeah, he's trying to get the front end to turn right to reverse into it, which is what I said before. Bow thruster to 0. kind of feel like the rudder should be the other way, right? No, let's hold on to it, see what happens. It doesn't seem to be fighting against the current. Oh, for a second there, it felt like we were holding our own, but I don't think we are. Still going back at 2 knots. So he's full ahead first. Bow 100% thruster to starboard. Okay. Rudder hard to starboard. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. I'm trying to turn kind of on a sixpence, if you will, as much as I can. Now we're slamming into reverse, and I'm going to bring the rudder over the other way because I feel like that makes more sense to me, but we shall see. What's interesting is he brings the port thrusters to 0. Far quicker than I would have done. But I do understand why he's doing that. Because we just have no space to work with. That's kind of the problem. So when I'm steering to port, rather than having the back end come round, which is in my head what I think would happen, I think the current is overriding the rudder and making us turn the opposite way to the way we want to go, if that makes sense. So it's just kind of pushing us down the river, which is why he says starboard and starboard. It does make sense to me. It's just very difficult to... Although it makes sense, it's very difficult to do it. Do you know what I mean? Oh, until you have a go at this, you don't realise quite how difficult it is. Right. Starboard. Starboard. Full throttle. Holding that starboard thrust, starboard rudder, rather. Smack it into reverse. But what he's trying to do is reverse into the current, which is kind of what I'm trying to do as well, to be honest. I'll be ecstatic if I can pull this off. But again, it doesn't seem to be turning enough. Or maybe no starboard. Oh, I get it. No starboard. I get it, I think. That's neutral there. I think I just got it. I don't know if I got it. I don't know if I got it. I don't know. It's just bloody hard. So when the engine reaches 100%, hard to port. Right, okay, that's one thing. Step 6. That's one thing I forgot to do. Okay. Throw it over. So we've almost got the current where we want it. But we're still going that way, even though the current is now directly down the length of the ship. So how are we still going to the right? I don't know, I'm questioning what I'm hearing now. I mean, we stayed in it for a lot longer than we did when I did it, but... Right, okay, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try turning into it. I'm going to try going basically what he said, but the opposite way round. Try and get the front of the ship into the current, which is a lot harder. See, the problem is now I've got the current side on. Okay, it doesn't work because the current is so strong. Oh wow, this is so difficult. I didn't think I was going to get quite so stuck on this one. Right, so the initial thrust is to get the ship turning. I get it. I understand. So the initial thrust is to get the ship turning to starboard. And then immediately it's about trying to control the position that you're in. Jesus, it's so demanding. Right, let's do it. Hard over, throttle on, starboard. For some reason that didn't engage. That's annoying. That's a couple of seconds lost. I've got the rudder the wrong way. I keep forgetting that the tiller's the opposite way round. So we've got the current now where we want it. But I'm still sliding . Oh, bloody hell. We may have actually done this. Bloody hell, we may have actually done this. So thank you. I mean, I did turn the rudder the wrong way, but that seems to have worked for me somehow. So now we're in control of the position of the boat. And although the current is trying to take us over to the left, that actually is okay. Because we have a bit more space to it. So we want the bow to come over a bit more. I think I'm getting a bit close to that outer thing now. I'm going to be so annoyed with myself if I throw this away. Almost complete. 10 seconds remaining. Do not go outside. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely, yes. So, what I did, I think, was turn the rudder hard to port as opposed to starboard. Not necessarily intentionally. Hang on, starboard. It always confuses me when there's a tiller involved. So I'm turning it to starboard. As in to turn to starboard, going forwards. That really messes with my head. That brings back, I had a head injury, and as soon as you mirror something, look in a mirror and reverse it, my brain just cannot cope. It's a really frustrating condition of my head injury, but yes, we've done it. I mean, God, the margins are so tight. That is really, really tough, but I'm absolutely ecstatic that I've done that. I'm going to put that up as a single video because I imagine other people are going to struggle with that, and yeah, maybe that will help them. I don't know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Goodbye for now.